Nixon was talking to a lot of the movers and shakers of the world, and talking about how what their good old USF boys had found in some dirty, rotten German hangar. And like I said, there's a lot of piece of shit people in the world around 1960, 1970, and they're like, "Look what we found! Looky here, what we got!" And they had killed a bunch of Germans and broken into this warehouse in around 1950, and they came across a black aircraft sitting with a tarp over it. They pulled off the cover, and underneath was the LSR-71 or LSF. Actually, no, it's the LSF. That's right. No, it's the LSF-71. Blackbird is what they found underneath. Like I said, the LSF Blackbird isn't painted. The metal is black. Like black. It's black titanium. Anyway, so, well, actually, I think it's the heat or whatever. Anyway, though, so they had cracked tires. It had obviously been there for a long time. A very long time. And like I said, the truth was, of course, that Nixon and JFK and Jimmy Carter and all the others had tortured and killed and spent a long time as like young kids, or their dads had, basically killing everyone in Germany and everyone in China that they could possibly kill. And like I said, everyone had known about the LSF-71. Like I say, when they went and got the most intelligent, best known engineer from India, and they brought him in, and he took one look at the aircraft, and like I say, they would go over and they'd kind of look it over, kind of like shocked and amazed, and then they would get on the ground, cross-legged, and start going to the LSR-71. They would immediately start praying to it and worshiping it, because it was what the USF boys had found was the legendary LSF-71 sitting in a French or German hangar. And it had been there for over 250 to 500 years. Like I said, titanium, it doesn't age. It doesn't change. It just sits. The only idea of how long it had been there was the very high-tech rubber tires that were on it were cracked and deflated. So it had been there at least 80 to, the half-life on those tires is like 150 years, or at least 80 years before they would show any sign of degradation. So they knew that aircraft had been there 250 to 500 years, sitting in that hangar in Germany or France, somewhere around in there. So they knew. So when those aircraft engineers walked in and they saw that aircraft, an aircraft that had not been seen in almost 250 years, they knew that aircraft was in fact the legendary LSF-71. My aircraft. And that's why, like I say, it scared the shit out of the USF boys. They even shot one of the people and said, "Get up! Get up! Get off the ground! Stop mumbling like that!" Because it scared them. They didn't understand it. It's just an aircraft. Why are they praying to an aircraft, man? They didn't know the legend. Like everyone who was anyone knew about LSF-71. It was a legendary aircraft that used to fly about 250 to 500 years ago. So, and those people, like I said, those people would take one look at the aircraft and then look down, and the USF boys said it was scary. It was almost it was almost uncanny how they would all walk into the hangar, walk through the doors, see the aircraft, and they would immediately look down to the cracked rubber tires, and they would get on the ground, cross their legs, and go into a prayer position.